What's up guys, this is Yasin. So I just came back from Weiss's Keto after like 30 plus hours of transit. I'm extremely freaking tired, but I'm still going to be making this video right here where we just go over all the newer cards from Monster Mayhem Battles of Legend. The next, it's not a core set, but the next set that we're going to be getting, this is going to drop in like 10 days in a lot of countries. I mean, actually not really, but I mean, we're going to have it in Canada and the US, so that's fine. And also for the English language cards for Latin America, but the Spanish cards, they're also going to be affected by this. And what I mean is they had like a production issue with like Starlight Rares, whereas people were either getting way too many or some people were getting none. So obviously it kind of makes the product feel like it's just kind of a scam when you're not getting any Starlight Rares at all. So regardless of how much you invest in it, like you're basically never making your money back because that's kind of like where the bulk of the money is. It is sad to say, but you don't really make money off of like the average cards since everybody can pull them, but the rarer cards obviously are the ones that just allow you to kind of make bank, or at least allow like the vendors to make a lot of money. But I mean, I guess they can also rely on bulk at this point. But yeah, this is actually a pretty relevant set. This is the reason why I'm going to be covering it, and we also know like all the cards that are new, the cards that are not new, the ones that are reprints, and yeah, it is again gonna be dropping way before Duelist Advance, and Duelist Advance is gonna be the set for pretty much all the WCQs except for I think Central and South America, or something like that. Well, I mean, hold on a second. I don't even know if it's like distinct, but whatever, you get the point. I know it's gonna happen like next weekend in Bogota, and no, I'm obviously not going because there's nothing for me to do there. It's not like I can play and then qualify for Worlds. But yeah, anyways, before we go any further, you all know the drill. Smash the like and subscribe button, and also check out my Blue Eyes and Crystron spreadsheet. I just got my third Crystron top with the deck, so it really just speaks volume on how nice the deck is, and also how nice the Crystron spreadsheet is. So again, I can't hype it up enough. And also shoutouts to my sponsors, Supreme Pro, so please check out tsx1.com and use Yasin10 for 10% off. All the links are in the description box below, and with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, we have two new Orchest monsters, so one Link 1 and one Link 4, and both of them are insane. The Link 1, it really allows you to just search Babel more efficiently, which means that the Galatea Link 2 can actually set the crescendo, because before you always had to like decide either Babel or crescendo. But now every single time you have like an Orchest starter, it's always going to be able to do everything. And also like the graveyard effect of this card is insane. It's also an extender. Overall, this card is just completely cracked, but you cannot use it to make Din Girsu. That's like the only drawback. And then Enlin Girsu is the new Link 4. This card is also ridiculously cracked. I mean, it's a card that can steal a monster your opponent controls without targeting, which is broken. And obviously it becomes an interrupt, like a quick effect when you got Babel up, just like every other Orchest monster. And then you can recycle back like your banished Orchest or World Legacy cards over and over and over. So you have like an infinite grind game. Orchest has always been that deck that just had like a broken grind game. And low-key, it's a deck that doesn't even lose to like Shifter all that much, just because you benefit off of your cards being in the banish so that you can keep recycling them back over and over. It's just that you're going to be missing out on a couple of graveyard effects, but depending on how you build your deck, it's not the end of the world. I think this deck is really cool, but it will suffer from the collateral damage of Artifact Alancia existing, which means that you're basically never using a single Orchest effect, but you can still use Orchest effects in your opponent's turn, which is not too bad. So yeah, I think this deck is very technical. I think Orchest Mitsurugi could be a great way of playing this deck, and I will be making a combo video on this deck very, very soon, so stay tuned. The next deck is Dragon Maid, a new fusion monster, as well as Dragon Maid Stern, or Chembra, or something, Kembra, whatever. This card is incredible, very, very good. It's like the best main deck Dragon Maid monster, like the dragon, like, you know, monster. I mean, they're all dragons, but the one that, like, the kind of dragon that is like an actual dragon and not like just a maid, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Obviously, they're all Dragon Maids, but shut up and just try to understand what I'm saying. And the fusion is also insanely cracked. I mean, both of these cards are broken. It's just that Dragon Maid, it doesn't have, like, enough good starters. And all the starters are just, like, extra normal summons. So you can always draw, like, really sketchy hands that just make no sense. And I think this deck is just very difficult to deck build correctly. But it has potential for sure. It can play a lot of non-engine. And yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't suck. It has been doing decent in the OCG. And like I said, I think it's a cool deck. It's just not going to change the game completely. Quite a lot of reprints as well. Obviously, all the Nightmare monsters. Nobody really cares, though, because they were easy to get. The Punk cards also doesn't really change much of anything to anybody's life. The Punk, yeah, I mean, the Punk main deck monsters, that's kind of cool. I think one of them might have been, like, somewhat expensive, but not really. Okay, more Dragon Maid stuff, Orca stuff. That's pretty cool. I mean, some Dragon Maid cards were like annoying to get, but Chamber Dragon Maid got reprinted in like Stampede. This card is also like dirt cheap, so it's like the second time I think very recently that it got reprinted. Not the end of the world. And yeah, every reprint here also doesn't matter. We got some more cards now because these were like unknown rarities, but then for the ultra rares, we've got some Unchained stuff, some Geminite stuff. The Master Diamond got reprinted in Stampede, I am pretty sure, so you can even get this card as a QCR, and it's limited, and also it's really just an FTK card. But Geminite changed so much that now it's not really like an FTK deck anymore. It's hard to explain, but it's a deck that just makes like boards, and it plays with the Fiendsmith engine, and it can make... I think it gets hard carried by the fact that a Hollow Core is a completely unfair card, if I can find it. Somewhere there, I'm looking for it. There you go, Geminite Hollow Core. This card is the nuts, like actually broken. It negates like anything, really. It can negate Nibiru, it can negate like freaking evenly. It can't negate Dark Ruler, obviously, but whatever. Yeah, just a crack card. And yeah, Geminite, the fact that it can abuse this card because it has like a very... I mean, just everything about the card is insane. Like, it's free to summon, and it foolishes from the deck. It's kind of like a circular for the deck, but it doesn't search anything. And then the graveyard, you can banish it, and like 2 or 3 other Geminite cards to negate anything. So yeah, that's really cool. I think Geminite is just an overall really nice deck, and it actually plays with the fusion monsters as like beat sticks now. It doesn't really fusion summon them, it's just the new Geminite fusion monster kind of like cheats all them out, which is kind of cool. But then again, you know, you're playing Geminite as an actual Geminite deck, and not Geminite as an FTK deck, which... it just doesn't feel natural anymore. But then again, they limited Master Diamond, and Brilliant Fusion is at 1, which is not too bad. And Brilliant Fusion is better than ever because of Geminite Nephirim, I think that's the name. Yeah, Nephirim. This card is actually the tits. But whatever, we're going to be continuing with these cards first. So we also have a new Fabled Synchro Monster, Fabled Gamajin. Yeah, this card, I do remember that it's really good. So whenever it's Synchro Summon, you special summon a Fabled Monster from your 100 deck. At the current moment, most people don't care about most Fabled monsters other than Lori, because obviously Lori is like almost a Fiendsmith card at this point. But the Fabled cards, a bunch of them are Light Fiends, which means that it's a deck that synergizes really well with the Fiendsmith engine. But one big issue is that it's not actually the best Fiendsmith deck to play in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's better decks, there's even Magical Musketeer if you want to play like a good Fiendsmith deck. So I think honestly for the most part this card is a little gimmicky. It's really nice to play in tandem with really cool cards like the Duke of Demise and stuff like that if you want to do some nice Fiend plays. But I just don't really think that you have to look into the Fabled deck. It's actually one of the worst decks that got support. Unfortunately, this new evolution of Harbinger is actually really nice. It doesn't negate spells and traps, but it can actually like attach up to 2 spells and traps your opponent controls to this card. It's very similar to like Goblin's Crazy Beast. And you can summon it on top of Harbinger, and also it can like attack directly or something. And the cards that you're targeting with this cannot be activated in response to this card's effect activation. Yeah, overall it's actually really nice if you want to have like a gigantic Zeus with like freaking 6 Mithrils or something crazy. This card is number S37 Spider Shark. I honestly kind of forgot that this card even existed. And you can also make this on top of Woven Shark, which is very similar to like Bahamut Shark in terms of monster requirements, so it's 2 level 4 water monsters. Obviously, Spider Shark was always worse than Bahamut, because if you got 2 level 4s, why the frick are you making Spider Shark when you can just make Bahamut into Toad? That's infinitely better. So yeah, honestly, nobody really cares about this card. Maybe it's going to be like cool in Mermail, but that's about it. Apart from that, not the best. It might be like a decent going second, that's about it, I think. It's not really an interruption or anything, huh? Yeah, it doesn't look like a quick effect, except if I'm stupid, but yeah, I mean, I definitely am stupid, but I don't think I'm wrong here. DD support, Extra Surveyor, and Skill Surveyor. So until we get Doomed of Dimensions or something, the new core set, I don't really think that these cards are gonna matter all that much, but they definitely do not suck. And I mean, I'll definitely take it. But I haven't really looked into like these cards yet. Only really into Doomed of Dimensions because the newer cards are like actually unfair. These cards are just, to me, they're a little whatever. And also DDD and the OCG just did absolutely fuck all when these cards came out. Motor Kaiser, I also kind of forgot that this card existed. It's a Dark Machine, so it's obviously supposed to be like indirect Orcus support, but it is, yeah, it's a level 5 monster. It just like, it summons like a token. That's about it. It's there's better cards to play, so I don't really know why would you waste your time with this. A lot of irrelevant Geminite cards, but Gem Armadillo is a great one. This is one of the best starters in your deck. And then I don't even understand why they reprinted cards like Gem Turtle, Geminite Alexandrite, what the frick is this? Like, tribute this card to summon a Geminite normal monster from your deck. Bro, now you can play 6 Garnets if you want to. That's fantastic. No, sorry, 9 if you play Small World. Oh, no, sorry, 12 if you play 7 Tachyon, right? It's a level 4 Earth, so you can reveal Giant Hand. Or 15 with 7th Ascension. Let's just play pure Geminite Garnet Turbo. Oh my god. Some new Necro Support, which obviously we'll be covering it later on. The new Jirac support is actually kind of cool. This deck was actually doing decent in the OCG. Not like super insane or anything. It's not like a top tier deck, but it is a great way to play the dinosaur deck. Because this card right here, it can special summon like infinite monsters from your deck, but then you're locked under like dinosaur monsters only from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. Which is, I mean, actually, no, just period dinosaur monsters. Which is frustrating because the evil czars, even though they require dinosaurs, they're not dinosaurs, they're dragons. So it would have been insane if you could also summon dragons, but yeah, that kind of just blows a little. Now you have to like summon the actual Jirac Synchro monsters. They're fine, but they're not insane. So I think that's like the only issue with Jirac. Otherwise, like the support actually would have been cracked. Especially if Miscellaneous Horus went to 3, which is obviously not the case. Misk is still at 1. I mean, have you read Misk? One code Noble Knight of the White Forest. I also kind of forgot that this card existed. Completely irrelevant. Nobody cares about this card. A lot of irrelevant shit like Gem Merchant. I didn't even know existed. Gem Elephant. Bat the Forest Ninja. I think these are just like OCG imports of cards that just completely suck. Yeah, Fairy Tale Prologue, Journey's Dawn. Again, bro, nobody cares. Like, actually, nobody cares. Garbage. Herald, nobody cares. Fabled monsters that aren't good. Ice Doll, oh yeah, these cards are trash. Don't even bother looking. Ice Doll is actually just unplayable. Like, really bad. Like, yeah, you can search a water spellcaster from your deck to your hand. Ooh. Well, so many options right there. Water spellcaster, like, bro, come on. Forbidden Droplet, Triple Tactic Talon reprint. That's actually not too bad. And then also, we are getting, obviously, the new Necro's ritual spell, which is very, very good. It has, like, a really... Hold on a second. No, that's not the once per duel effect. But yeah, this one you can... It's a quick play ritual spell. No, it's a quick play spell that ritual summons. And then you can also summon from your banished, which is very nice because it's obviously very easy to banish the Necros monsters with like the graveyard effect or the mirror cards. So yeah, I've tested with Necros a little bit and it's actually a very interesting and promising deck. But yeah, like I said, the Fabled cards are just like by far the worst. Like they actually suck. Yeah, Happy Face looking as garbage. Ice Doll garbage. Magia Mirror Thunder of garbage, I think. I forgot, but probably bad. Revelation of Hope, probably garbage. Twin Pillars of Ice, definitely garbage. And then 2-for-1 Repair Job, absolute trash. So yeah, these cards are just not good. Scrap Garage, garbage. Most of the new cards, unfortunately, it's sad to say, but they're not good. And then this is like a new but not new card, right? It's just like a new version of Dark Paladin, and it looks actually kind of cool. I do like it. This is the broken Geminite monster, but again, it's only really playable in Geminite. The Dogmatica Alba system, I thought that card already came out like a while ago. What the frick? Okay, so apparently it's new, but yeah, it's not super relevant. It's just like it's a broken card if you summon it. But yeah, good luck summoning it. You need Fallen Albaz and like 6+ monsters in your grave with different names, so yeah, it's not easy. Okay, this new fusion monster is broken. Zora the Magistus Verith Ragna. So you need a Magistus monster and a fusion Synchro Caesar Link, and obviously the new Magistus support is just like custom card support. So you can target an effect monster upon controls or in your grave, equip that effect monster to this card, and then when an effect monster is activated, quick effect, you can send one face-up Magistus monster card you control to the grave. To negate that effect, then you can destroy one card your opponent controls. It's very similar to like Borreload Savage Dragon, so it can negate like Nibiru and stuff. And obviously, in case you didn't know, the Magistus engine, it's splashable in infinite engines. In infinite decks. It's playable in Dragon Tail, it's playable in like Raziel. It's just such, like, the cards themselves are fantastic, and this fusion monster is insane. All the newer cards are just wow for this deck. So yeah, this is definitely going to the right direction for sure. And just in case you're wondering, oh, well, how are you summoning this card? It's not like I'm trying to play Polymerization or something. Well, the new Alistair monster, so Crowley the Gifted Magistus, it's treated as Alistair on the field, and then on special summon or normal summon, you can fusion summon for a Magistus or invoked fusion monster from your extra deck, using the monsters from your hand or field as material. So yeah, it's an Alistair the Invoker that's always like a Magistus monster, which is really cool. And when you add it to your hand, you can special summon it. So you can add it to your hand very easily with Artemis, the Link one, which is a joke to get because basically almost every single Magistus monster, it can equip like an extra deck Magistus monster to it, and then Artemis can search for this. So yeah, basically everything is like a one-card combo into this, and then you can equip like back Target one effect monster or in your graveyard. Then you can equip back like your Artemis to it, and then your opponent uses Nibiru, whatever. You go effect negate, then also destroy a card your opponent controls, doesn't target. It's so convenient. Fantastic cards. I think all the Magus' cards and this obviously just completely insane, but I am not seeing Spoon anywhere here, so maybe it's like later on, maybe as like a super rare or something. Let's check it out later. Anyways, Necros of Metaltron. I don't really remember this card being like super insane, but it's not bad. And then, what the heck is this? Necros of Chichula. That is an interesting looking alternate art. I think this is new. At least the alternate, obviously the alternate art, but whatever. Drak Esther, whatever, DD Count Surveyor. Oh, I think this is actually a good card, though. Yeah, I think this one is really, really good. Yeah, actually, this is like one of the good cards that you're definitely playing for sure. And then these ones, I don't remember them being like fantastic. But yeah, this is maybe a 3 of in the deck, because it's like a card that can special summon itself by discarding another DD monster. Then on normal or special, you can add a DD monster from 0 attack or 0 defense from your deck to your hand, so you can search for the Kepler or something, and then you can obviously start playing the game from there. So this and any DD monster just is basically full combo guaranteed. Probably through Nibiru as well, because of the new support. And the new Necros monsters, like I said, they're pretty nice, but I'm just turning in circles, Amelia, whatever, as well as Advance. This has a broken once per duel effect, I think. Oh my god. Is it, you can only, yeah, there we go. The third effect is once per duel. If it's tributed by card effect, you can add any number of your banished Necros cards with different names to your hand. It's ridiculous. It's like now, like a lot of the once per duel cards, like their effects are broken, like Habakiri, but Advance is like on a whole other level. This is exactly what Cyber Dark Worm should have been. Something that is just like insta-win. But yeah, obviously they had to mess it up. Fabled Lurie, weird alternate art. I don't like it, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this section. Geminite Dispersion is completely unfair, ridiculously overpowered. If Geminite resolves this card against you, you most likely lose. The Jirak Field Spell is actually a decent card as well. It can destroy everything on the field like multiple times or something. And this, like, I think it can be protected or whatever. And it has a graveyard effect, I think. No, maybe not, actually. Ver Magic, Lacrima of Light. Oh, it's also a Lacrima. There's a lot of Lacrimas now. Yeah, I don't really care. Okay, and these are the final cards in the set. I'm not seeing Spoon anywhere. So, yeah, maybe I'm just stupid, but these are the Starlight Rares, so obviously every card that was, like, mentioned before. But, yeah, there's also, like, the chibi version of, like, a couple of cards as well. So, yeah, Skull Servant, I think, is probably my favorite out of all the chibis, and then Dark Paladin, but I actually really don't like Blue Eyes White Dragon and Neos. They don't look, like, super good. Honest looks really weird. It looks like Jesus or something. I mean, Gorz actually looks kind of badass, though, not gonna lie. Punk Jam Fever is a very good card. This one, I think, can negate Nibiru, right? Yeah, so it's very easy to make. You can make it on top of, like, any Punk Fusion or Synchro monster. So you can make it on, like, summon number 4. And then, yeah, you can negate a monster effect, or you can also detach, a material to draw a card and pay life points. And in the Punk deck, paying life points can actually be a good thing, especially with Psychic and Punisher. There is Punk, Orcus, Dragon Maid, and then there's Necros, Fabled, and Jirak. So yeah, 6 new decks, definitely gonna have like some form of an impact on the metagame. It's not gonna be like super huge, just because Duelist Advance is significantly more impactful, because then we're gonna have like, you know, Gaga Raziel, we're gonna have Lunalight, we're gonna have a potentially Sky Striker, Vanquish Soul, which, I mean, it's not going to be, like, insane on release, but Vanquish Soul K9 is going to be a great deck. And, yeah, there's obviously going to be some other things later down the line. Artemisia as well, etc. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know how you feel about Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem in the comment section below. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.